Hey, it's your bud, AVT Pro. Hey, I haven't been blogging lately, and I thought it might be a nice time to vlog. And so I've been getting out a little bit lately, just the last couple of days. I'm working on something over there. Okay, so I'm getting out the last couple of days. I went to the mall. Christopher Columbus Day. And we should repeal Christopher Columbus Day because the banks are closed and I couldn't cash my check. It was jacked up. So, so I went out to the mall to get some coffee, and they have a small little Starbucks there, a little kiosk. And so I go there, and I think they're renovating. And this was like a Monday, and right, Christopher Columbus Day. And there's this little, so I get a coffee, and there was this little young gay guy, right, and he had a big pimple on his head, right, and so I just ordered, and they're younger, they're different from when I go to like the regular Starbucks. Uh, Either downtown or wherever they have them. They have professional people that work there, very courteous. So anyway, I get my coffee, and you got to go over to the other side, and I put my sugar in it and stuff like that, and then I put the cap on it, and the cap, there's a hole in it. They have these little green stoppers, right? So I look for the green stoppers, and I see the green stoppers right on the top of the thing there, and normally you would think that they're right there, next to the sticks or something like that. But if you see a green stopper, so I picked up the little bottle, grabbed me a green stopper. I had to push it through the top thing, grabbed it out, and they had a hole in a little plastic cup it was in, and I grabbed it out. I guess it was a Frappuccino cup. So I grabbed the stopper out, and I'm used to having a stopper, because when I walk, the coffee will come out the top of that hole in it and get on your clothes. Or sometimes when I was in New York, I'd have a suit, not sometimes, but this stuff would get on the suit. So I always make sure I have a stopper. And then if you get in a car, it just gets splashed. So always have a stopper. So I take the stopper out, and just then the little gay guy turns around, and while I'm putting it back, and I'm about to walk away, and he says, "Oh, thanks for asking." And it didn't dawn on me, and I said, "Oh, you're welcome." And he looked at me like, and so he just got real snippy. And this is a little plastic stopper. I paid $2 for a cup of coffee. So there's a plastic stopper. And I'm like, I just walked this cup, they're sitting right there. I grabbed one, and so I just kind of walked off, and I responded, but it was just the way he said it. "Oh, thanks for asking." I'm like, what? I'm a kind of really polite person. Like even today, I always let people go first. The ladies go first. I always try to be helpful. So I'm not the kind of person that just sees stuff and take. There's a lot of people that I know that are like that, and I don't like it, and I don't like to be like that. I always generally ask permission. The only problem is when you deal with selfish people, they always tell you no. So a lot of people are just selfish, so they just take, in order to avoid from other people saying no. I say, just ask me, I'll give it to you. But a lot of people like to take. And I don't like to be like that, especially anything that is not mine. I particularly don't want anything that's not mine. So, he said this, and it was like as if I had no manners, and if I just like was like taking stuff and being rude, and it was just really a snippy attitude. And from a young person like that, and he said, "Thanks for asking, sir." I'm like, well, if I'm really a sir, then why are you being rude to me if you're trying to be, polite. And it's just like, I'm a customer. You don't even know me. Why would you even come off like that? And it was like, I'm like, so so it bothered me. But I kind of let it go because it just like whatever he tried to say, I was like, oh, I said it in this real comforting way, and I didn't really think about it, and I said, oh, you're welcome, because that was what I was gonna, I heard thanks, so I was like, so anyway, so so then today I still had to cash my check, so I cashed the check, and I enjoyed being out. I was at the mall, and I wasn't having a good day either. I had been in the house for a long time, and then I got into this artistic study, and I have been just like, oh, it's a lot of breakthroughs for me. And so my mind gets so involved in that. And then sometimes I'm just on cloud nine sometimes, just that's the way I am sometimes. And as you can see, certain things slack. And so I'm in a house, so I'm not, I don't wake up and like, oh, I'm going to go in my studio and work. I better shave and put on a suit or something like that. If I was on a job, so I'm on my bummy clothes and stuff like that. And half the time I'm like, oh, I gotta wash my clothes. But then I start doing something. And I'm like, oh, I gotta wash my clothes. And then I start doing something else. Then I'm like, oh, I gotta wash my clothes. So I was like bummy. I wasn't my best. And then I had to get out quickly because I was studying the night before. And so I'm up like 6 o'clock in the morning, like from 8 o'clock sometimes that day to 6 o'clock the next morning. And then, if I was really studying, because sometimes I won't go to bed like even 12 o'clock the next day, and so it's not healthy, it's not good, but it's like this binge is like once the train gets going, it just keep going, keep going, keep going, it goes faster, and that's what's been happening to me lately. It's like I've been just things been happening faster and faster. And it's good because I'm learning more and studying more. I just finished the character. I was going to post the character, but I don't have the mic on here. And so I would have to show it here. I could show it on this computer. But, I used to have the eyesight mic over here. So anyway, so I wasn't my best. I was actually very bummy. My clothes wasn't clean. I wasn't feeling good. I was figuring I was just going to go to the bank, cash the check, call it a day, and go back home. Got there, the check couldn't go in the bank, so I was like, oh well, I want something out of there. I go to Starbucks, and I didn't even plan to be out there long because, like I said, I was like, I just rolled out of bed, threw on some clothes. I was up the night before. It was terrible. So I was like funky, and I even had some cream cheese for breakfast. I had bought. I just had some cream, and it tore my stomach up. So I was like funky and had gas. So I was funky outside and inside and out. So it was just not my best day, right? And but I wanted to go to the mall anyway, and I went and I had the Starbucks. And so I figured he's like, "Thanks for asking." I'm like, "Oh, you're welcome." And then I went to the bathroom and I got the runs for the cream cheese, right? And I go in the bathroom and I just blow the bathroom up. It was like, dang. And my clothes I was like, I'm tearing up the bathroom. Matter of fact, then two white guys walked in. And they were kind of trying to be polite, and that was pretty interesting, being that he was young and I had just finished dealing with this rude, gay guy, and I don't have anything against people how they act, but it's a difference when somebody gay gets really, oh, thanks for asking, it's being really snippy and girlish. I'm like, actually, that's what I wanted to say, but. His bitchy attitude, right? So, it wasn't helping, and a guy normally wouldn't be like that. Like, these are behind the counter, be mannerable but if you did have an attitude, like, excuse me, that's not, please don't grab this, or like, oh, it was just right there. It could have been different. There's a way to manage it. So anyway, it annoyed me thoroughly, and then I'm blowing up the bathroom. Then these two white kids come in, and they're like, they were gonna say something, but then they said it. Like, they started joking. They said, "Who changed the air? Who installed the air pressure in here?" I was like, and so now I'm in the bathroom, and it's cream cheese. My stomach is killing my stomach, And it was like, it just happens, There was this little girl. I was there today. This little poor kid. She vomited. It's just stuff happens. So I'm tearing it up. And it's just like, now it don't even matter. Y'all ribbing on me anyway. So now I'm making it seem like it's a drama. I'm like, and it smelled it. That's like the air pressure, and I'm like, I just a mess. And then I come out, so now I'm like, oh man. Think inside and out, right? And then I sit down for the bus, and today of all days, this beautiful dark-skinned African chick sits next to me. I'm trying to contain, but I haven't been. I've been out of the house, and when I get out of the house, it's like to see people. It's like, oh wow, I'm so happy and excited, to see people, and so I'm talkative, and usually nice and talkative. So I start talking to the girl. My pimple-sided tendencies just took over, and so now I'm hitting on the girl, and I'm smelling like this, and then she started leaning over like. I'm like, oh God. Today I cleaned up. I cleaned myself up. Took a nice bath, washed my clothes, went back out there. And the same guy was there, and I just gave him what for. I feel bad because I did, because I don't usually even bother, because it's a small, little ignorant thing. And I said, oh, here we go again. But, he's like, well, they're behind the counter, nobody should take it. I'm like, what? How was I supposed to know that? They were sitting right there, And he's like, well, we don't allow customers to take that. But I said there was a nice way that you could have said it. What's up with the attitude? You left a bitter taste in my mouth. I said like that. And, talking to a gay guy, it's probably not the best choice of words. So at that point, he was just, it got a little ugly. And I'm like, you know what? You said, and it came to mind. I said, "Oh, thanks for asking, sir." I'm like, "You could have took a better attitude. I support you guys." And it just got ugly. He still didn't apologize, and then he act real. Then he grabs one and just puts it in my cup. I'm like, he's just you know what? It's not. You're just a jerk. You might be an asshole, but you're just a jerk. Anyway, so. So then the girl that was there, I came back because I wanted to, and she apologized for him. She tried to blow it. She was really professional, but he's just a jerk. I'm like, oh well. Anyway, I shouldn't have blogged about it. I'm not gonna post this. Talk to you soon. Bye.